Hey everyone! This week's topic is connecting with higher powers. So, the thing in this video is going to be something similar to connecting with your guides or whatever for me, because I don't really, to me that's kind of like what I go to and stuff like that. So, I'm going to talk to you how I connect to my higher power and guides or whatever. There is no set way how I do it, but there are certain methods how I do it. Number one thing is obviously how I do it is through prayer, just by speaking to them. Like it'll be throughout a day maybe, and I may just say a little thank you, or I might be talking to them like I'm talking to you now, before bed, in the morning, whenever I need to talk about something, we'll do that. If I ever have an issue, I'll just talk to them. Whatever it is, I'll talk to them, and it ranges from my guides range from mostly animals to ancestors to the Fae, um, and also a couple of deities and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I connect. One way is through prayer, and if I'm asking for something, like if, for instance, if I feel, I just, if I want to pray to, if I need to pray for something, I'll just talk to them like I'm talking to you, because they're what I call my spirit friends. They're like they're just like you, but they're on the other side. So I'll pray to them. Another method how I connect with them is through divination. Divination for me, I like to do, and that's how I communicate with them most of the time. So I usually like to do oracle cards. I might do certain spreads. I might do pick one card. Every morning I actually do this little ritual where I shuffle the cards and I ask, what does it need to know today? I might do it in the form of, I might use a certain cards. And then I'll be, okay, that's what I need to know. Throughout my day, I will, think about what I need to do throughout my day and apply those lessons to my day, and they usually work. So, and even if I forget about something, I subconsciously apply the lessons. And even if I don't know what the message is in the morning, usually by the end of the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what that meant. So, I do daily pulls or cards. Sometimes I might use a pendulum board. So, I take a pendulum, I put it over the board, and I ask my guides and my higher self to speak to me. If I need a message, or what is the message I need to know, or just a yes or no question. I like to talk to them through there. Um, Sometimes I'll ask which guide is speaking to me. I'll close my eyes and let the thing go to the number. That's one way how I do it. What's another way? Um, Laura. Sorry. Another way how I connect with my higher power or guides, or whatever you want to call it. If they do something, sometimes I might like I might give them an offering. Not lately, but usually I might give them an offering. It could be candy, it could be it's just a simple thank you. And actually, one of my guides, she has a spirit home. Well, what I call spirit homes. One's on our altar, and then there's a couple around the home. They're basically fairy houses, but I call them spirit homes. So I might build one for a certain guide, so that they have a place where they can dwell with. And usually the one on our altar, I call her main spirit home. The one over here, she opens up the door sometimes, not lately, but one time I left an offering in there, and she or something, some nature spirit, opened up the door. So yeah, spirit homes. I like to make spirit homes because it shows I'm saying to them, I'm making this for you, or I bought this for you, or I did this for you, and this is a place where you can go. And by making a spirit home, I leave sometimes maybe a petition. I might leave an offering, and I haven't been doing it lately, but I need to start doing it again. And I leave an offering, and so the offering could be candy. It could be a simple, thank you letter. And I don't have problems writing letters to my spirit guides because it's all about not the what you write, but it's all about the energy that you put into it. So I will say thank you that way, and to me that is a place where her and I can meet in the physical world. I can talk to her anywhere I want. I can talk to her when I'm at the supermarket or when I'm here, but I like to have that. Um, I like to have that more of a place that I can, a place saying this is a place where we can go. It's a place where her world and my world kind of meet. So it's that. That's how I see an altar. I see an altar, if I have an altar to a certain being, it's a place of, that is a place where my world and your world kind of meet, and that's where we can kind of meet up. So that's why I like to make altars or spirit homes, and sometimes spirit homes on the altar. Um, I have spirit homes hanging around the home, stuff like that. So I like to have that. If I ever have an sometimes I make ancestor bottles for ancestors. To me, that just helps anchor their energy down, and or spirit bottles. Again, they're called spirit bottles. But yeah, you can do that. I know, and so I think it's in Thailand. Correct me if I'm wrong, or there's somewhere over there. They have spirit houses, and yeah, you Google it and you'll see these nice homes. And it's kind of like that. It's just I have mine for the Fae. Um, Another way I like to communicate with my guides, and I haven't been doing this lately because I've been really busy, but I'm going to start picking it up again, is connecting to them through trance or meditation or journeying. I like to call it journeying. Journeying, where to me, I kind of see when I'm journeying, I'm going on their turf. Instead of them coming here, I'm going there. So, if I want to talk to an ancestor, I might do a lower world journey and speak to them on their turf. And to me, I like to do that because when I'm journeying, I can actually see them. They're there, they're physical, and sometimes even in dreams, I might write letters or pray to them and say, "Can you give me a dream tonight?" And they might see a symbol, and I gain that symbol, and it's a message for the day. Another way how I connect with them is through daily signs. Daily signs. Basically, I'll give you an example. I was driving, or I was getting a drive. We were driving down the highway, and I saw a speed sign that said 99 on it. And as soon as I looked at the 99, simultaneously, the radio said 99. And to me, I was like, that's weird how the radio said that. And I looked at the 99. I don't believe in coincidences, so I said, okay, maybe that's a message that my guides want to tell me. When I got home, I looked up the meaning of 99 on Sacred Scribes, I think it's called. And I found that the message from 99 was actually pertaining to what I was going through, what I was worrying about, so at that time, or what I need to know, and it actually fits in. So I thought, okay, that's a message. So just doing little things like that, if I have a song stuck in my head, if I see an animal with a weird encounter, or an animal that keeps coming over and over again, just those signs that seem, a number or a color or an animal that's repetitious, or no, sorry, that has repetition, or that is like out of the blue, that just weird, for instance, it doesn't have to have repetition. It could be, a bird flying around you, maybe landing on your shoulder, which has never happened to me, but I mean, it doing something weird, like it. I don't know how to describe it. For instance, a squirrel runs up to your foot and then sits on your foot and then runs off, something like that, or the way it flies and the way you're in that moment and you're staring at it, kind of thing, like that. With divination, to test my guides, to see, that it's not like that, just test that I'm not just saying these are my guides. What I do is just like last night, I had an ancestor who I was talking to, I'm not going to say the name obviously, and I had the cards, and in the cards, about 40 to 50 cards in the deck, there was an ancestor card, and it was somewhere in the deck, and I said, okay, if you have been around me and are wanting to teach me, or if you're one of my spirit teachers or whatever, and you want to help me, can you make this card jump out? I shuffled, and you know what card ended up jumping out? The ancestor card, and I told him to make that come out. And so by doing that, that's how you can test your guides as well, communicating with them. So the number one way how I normally communicate with them is through, all the methods that I just said. But if I want to have a method, where I don't want to wait for a sign, it'll be through a direct line of communication, such as a pendulum board or a mat, or pulling out cards, or using these animal runes that I have. They're cool, and that to me personally. And just trying to look. I might even use a form of book divination or bibliomancy. So I might, take the book, ask a question, or think about what I'm worrying about, flip the pages, open it up, put my finger where I need to go, look at the passage, and the passage will know what I have. The passage will go with what my question was. That's a type of divination. Now, if I'm out and about and I want to get direct answers, I'm going to share with you a couple of ways how I do that. One, or ways you can do that as well if you want to communicate with your guides. And if you're like me, who's not a medium and that kind of stuff, but I believe anyone can connect with spirit and anyone can do divination. Divination is not necessary for everyone, and there are mediums who don't do it. But I believe that divination for me is I'm not a medium or anything, so I'm not going to say that I am when I'm not. But the way I communicate with spirit is through symbols and symbology and that kind of stuff. And that's the best way how I communicate, or just stuff like that. So here are a couple of ways. Probably some of you have already done it. Number one way, if you want to get a yes or no answer from as an oracle. You've done this before. Take a penny, and sit with the penny, charge your intention into it. Say to the penny, okay, this side means yes, this side means no. I want you to answer me correctly. And every time I start a divination session, I always invite my spirit helpers, my friends, whatever, call them in, and then you take the penny, you ask the question, you do the little, and what was it? Okay, how you can test that? You can say, show me yes. Okay. Now I'm going to say show me no. Okay, it went, I don't know which one. I forget which one, but they both went on different ones when I said that, and then from there. That's the easiest way. You've done it before, by, when you're with a group of friends and you want to see whose turn it is, you do that. Same thing in a sense. Another way some people do on the go or on the run is that let's say you're working at a school and you see a list of books. You pick which book is calling to you, and there's two ways you can do bibliomancy. So for instance, let's say I pulled this book off the shelf. Now in here, this book, it talks about this one divination. It talks about you open up. This is the one that you can do. You open up the book. You put your finger on a sentence when you're not looking. You look down, and then you go to the sentence that you put your finger on, and you count every single letter within that sentence. Now, to me, I think that is ridiculous, for me personally, because why would I want to, for me, I don't want to count every single letter of that sentence. You know how many letters there can be? I counted one time I did that, and I counted 200. No way in hell, especially if I'm in a hurry. Why would I want to do that? So one way how I do, one way I kind of took what Scott Cunningham said. This is the beauty of it, is I kind of made up my own method, or it's probably already existed, but I kind of just, this time is going out, but I want to show you this. So for instance, you ask a question. This is how you get a yes or no answer with bibliomancy, the method that I use. I could say, show me yes. Okay, I'm still looking at you. I put my finger. Okay, so now as you can see, it says the word drug. I think you can see it. Probably not. Now count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? There are 4 letters left that I haven't covered up. So I put my finger on a word, and how many I cover up is that. I think I asked if I was a boy. I don't know what I asked. Okay. Am I a boy? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the same one 4. So that is an even number. Even numbers are yes, and odd numbers are no. Am I a girl? Okay. And let me do. I don't know which word I was on. Let me check. Am I a girl? And you just do that. Okay, you get what I'm saying? And so you get what I'm saying with that. So with that one, if your finger covers up, if your finger covers up a word and there's 3 remaining letters, it's obviously a no because it's not a number. If there's 2 or 4 or an even number, it's a yes. Common sense. Another way that you can do the yes or no way, is you ask a question and you put your finger on the sentence, and whatever sentence you land on, go back to the beginning of the sentence or whatever, and count how many words are in the sentence. If they're even, they're yes, odd, they're no. Now here's another way that you can do bibliomancy. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's manageable. You take the book, go like this, and then you ask a question, you put your finger, and then you read that sentence. That sentence will have a message for you. And within that message, it might say, you have a question, you can use a dictionary for this, whatever. Whatever that sentence is, that's that. So there's two ways you can use the yes or no way by seeing how many letters are left, or how many words are left in that sentence or in that word. There are, four. If it's even, it's a yes, odd, it's no. Or you could do bibliomancy by putting your finger on the words and then seeing, okay, that's weird. That sentence answered my question. People primarily do this with the Bible, but you can use anything you want. For me personally, I'm going to finish this up. I personally find with bibliomancy or any book divination, I have a book. There's books that actually you can buy for bibliomancy. It's an oracle book. But you can buy the Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals by Stephen D. Farmer. That's a perfect one for that. You can use poetry books. I find that poetry books, the Pocket Guide one, that Oracle book, I haven't used it, but that's what it's used for. Your favorite nonfiction or science fiction book, those types of things, encyclopedias, dictionaries, those types of things, and you will get the hang of it, and that's that. Till next we meet, guys, and just saying, blessed be.